Hi, I'm Desmond Berry. I'm the CEO of Seventh Legacy, and welcome to another episode of Indigenous Inclusion in Industry. Today we're down here talking with Eric Cox. Eric, could you take a second and introduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure. My name's Eric Cox. I was born in Detroit, but I'm enrolled in Mushash Creek, and I'm a Shawnee, the Eastern Band. And I'm a retired Marine. I spent 26 years in the Corps, so I've done a lot there. After I got out of the Corps, I opened up a custom bike shop and did that for 15, 16 years and retired about 5 years from doing that. But in that process, I volunteered to go into 5 federal prisons to work with the natives that are incarcerated as a spiritual leader. And I worked with them about 12 and a half years, and I did all the ceremonies that could be done there. Sweat lodge, powwows, talking circles, pipe ceremonies, and basically was a mentor to them. And it was pretty rewarding because some of those guys still stay in contact with me and let me know how they're doing. And now I'm just retired. I tinker around with the bikes that I have and classic cars. That's pretty much it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the classic cars and the bikes, so
Yeah.
good stuff. Thank you, Eric. Sharing about your background just now, can you talk about your connection to the Great Lakes or water in general?
Well, like I said, I was born here in Detroit, but I'm with a tribe in Alabama. So we were the folks that were moved up here for the urban movement for natives. So I pretty much lived here majority of my life, other than the time when I go down and spend time with the tribe there. But as a young child, my dad was a hunter and a fisher, and we were always out in the woods at one time. So I've always been on the lakes, with the lakes, around the lakes. So it's a part of me. I mean, I'll protect that as much as anybody else would. And it's important to understand to preserve that. So that's where my connection is technically,
Yeah.
other than the fact I like to drink water.
Nice. How have you seen our relationship as people with land and water change over your lifetime? Have you witnessed any of those changes?
Well, the only change that I can see that's took place is that there's more awareness. You know, they always use the word climate change, and we've all experienced some of that. But I also look at that as Mother Earth knows what she needs to do with Mother Nature, and some people will take that as for granted. And I think more now people are aware of that we need to take care of it. And you know, the 7 generations as we speak as natives, as native people, we're always thinking that 7th generation, what are they going to have? And I think now majority of people have that mindset, as where I don't think they did before. So I think it's changed for the better, and some of it's changed for the worse, depending on where you're at on Mother Earth.
Okay.
That's where I see it.
Okay. Do you have any teachings or stories from your elders that would guide about resource development or industry today that you'd be willing to talk about or share?
I don't know if I really understand the question, other than the fact that you know, as you know, we've always been taught to take care of Mother Earth, and we see, you know, industry do due to the need for so many people on Earth, that they kind of back away from that. And that's a little upsetting, but you have to look at the fact that, Mother Earth knows what she's doing, and there's no doubt in my mind that she knew it would be in this day and age. So the main thing I've seen in regards to Enbridge in the industrial world is they're very safe conscious about protecting the environment and the water on a high level, more so than I've ever seen in any industrial situation. And they've also listened to us, not just hear us, they listen to us, and to the point that they've adopted some of our culture ways to protect Mother Earth. When they get ready to do something, they're putting down same or tobacco, and that is that's not something that wouldn't happen if we didn't get involved. That's not something that they wouldn't understand if they didn't have a chance to know our ceremonies. So I think that the elders pushing tradition has kind of made that happen. So I hope that's kind of where
I appreciate that. Yeah, and you did understand the question.
Yeah.
And I'm going to dig into Enbridge a little more here.
Sure.
As we proceed. But yeah, no, you understood the question. Thank you. Could you define stewardship or responsibility when it comes to the land and the water from your perspective?
Well, as I understand it, is the White Nation, they're responsible for the fire. The East Nation, they're responsible for the wind. The Red Nation, we're responsible for the land, the Mother Earth, and the Black Nation, and they're responsible for the water. I mean, traditionally, that's the way it goes. So that's our responsibility, to get involved and protect Mother Earth in any way we possibly can, and the most powerful way is through ceremony, and it seems to be working. I'm not sure if I understand what the word stewardship means. I guess maybe a stewardship would be teaching someone.
Caretaker.
Yeah, okay, caretaker. That's what we are, and that's what we're doing to the best of our abilities. But in today's world, there's so much of demand from Mother Earth that we really have to be real proactive and a positive mind and actually do something in the right direction in that matter. And sometimes people get a little excited as to what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. But we're making an effort as Native people to do the best we can to protect Mother Earth. And that's our responsibility.
Good. This next section here, we're gonna shift questions a little bit. When you hear the name of our video podcast series is Indigenous Inclusion in Industry. So when you hear that phrase, does that have any meaning to you personally or culturally?
Well, personally, yeah, because thank you for having me on and being able to work in that direction. So personally, I'm grateful to be able to take a part positively, and I know from experience working in that wisdom circle that we make an impact. We make an impact, and we've talked a lot of Native people that come to the wisdom circle, and some Native, some non-Native, and I can see they come confused But once the ceremony takes place, we've been through the process of the ceremony, it kind of like opens doors for them, not only mentally, physically, or spiritually, but that ceremony helps them, which helps us, which helps the industry. And I see that happening. And let's face it, there are some folks, no matter what you do, they'll be negative. But I can't fix that in that person. That person has to find that positive within themselves. But as they come to ceremony, it changes in a positive way. Does that kind of...
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
In a general context now, do you feel industry partners such as energy companies, contractors, or governments are listening more to tribal voices today than they were in the past?
Definitely. I don't know how other industries are doing, but in the history of the pipelines, that happened in the 50s, like 51, 52, the pipeline was put through that water, and at that time there was no federal recognized tribes. We didn't have a voice at all, and it just took place, and now we're stuck with that situation and working to remedy that. And yeah, the industry is definitely hearing us now, and to a larger scale than ever was before. And I think in the future, more energy companies will start listening to us for our wisdom and how to protect Mother Earth. But yeah, it's the only company I've actually dealt with that I know of is with Enbridge, and they've came a long way in hearing us and working with us and understanding why it's important to us that things are done properly in a traditional manner so that we can protect Mother Earth. For the simple fact, she's alive, she's a spirit, and without spiritual contact with her through the ceremony, ugly things happen. And we've proven having ceremony for some of the work that they had to do that proved it protected everything around it. And so yeah, it's a big step there. And I hope that other energy companies would reach out to the Native people for that ceremony.
I appreciate that answer, Eric. Thank you.
Yeah.
How do you believe elders, youth, and community members should be included in industry or industrial decision-making processes?
Well, it goes back to the seventh generation. The generations that are here, those industries need to sit down and hear what they have to say. Instead of just going on about their business and not paying any attention to them, just going on and doing it. And so yeah, they should be a part of it. They should be aware of what's happening, why it's happening, and have a voice in that. I agree with that 100%. They should be a part of it. Now, some of that issue is the youth really aren't involved, but they should be more. They should be aware more. I'm hoping that more youth will be interested in our ceremonies. But they're young people, and let's face it, we're in an electronic world, so they're fascinated with that stuff. And I don't know, I mean, today some of the youth are, they don't go out and play too much, as where we kids, we're out there playing cops and robbers and going fishing and hunting and throwing rocks at different things. I mean, but most kids now they're on their phone or on the computer. It's just, so hopefully there'll be a change within our youth and they'll get more involved.
Good. I'm going to segue into the Great Lakes Tunnel project.
Sure.
Just real straight, easy question. What are your personal feelings about that project?
Well, my personal feelings is it's something that has to happen. For the simple fact is that some people are confused about this tunnel, and they confuse it with the Windsor Tunnel, where it goes through the water. This tunnel is going underneath the water, and it's not going to be anywhere close to it. It's going to be 180 feet away from the water. And the only way we can get to Line 5, or any lines that's in the water, is to take that out of there and go under the ground. And so my personal opinion, it's something that has to happen. It's difficult to understand. We have to dig up Mother Earth, but like I said before, I really believe she knew where we're going to be in here at this day and time. We just have to let her know in a humble way that we need to do this, and do it in a ceremony way, that we have to do basically heart surgery, technically, when you look at it. So it's the best of the differences. No more pipe in the water. No worry about that oil spill. It'll be contained under the earth. And so that's my personal opinion. We all use these energies in today's world. If it were to stop, there'll be a lot of people that would not have the life that they have now, and a lot of the people who have life now would cease to exist because they need that energy. So it's something that has to happen, and hopefully in the future there'll be no issue of pipes with oil in the water, because nobody wants oil in the water. Nobody. None of these energy companies want it. We don't want it, and this is really the best remedy, the best path to rectify it. That's my personal opinion.
Thank you. You kind of answered this, but I'm still going to ask it.
Sure.
Some view the tunnel to protect the waters from spills, while others see it as a continuing dependency on fossil fuels. How do you see the balance?
Well, that's a big struggle today for fossil fuels and the other alternatives for energy. And that's been my biggest prayer in ceremony, that we would find a more friendly energy that would beat all the energies that we have now. And I think one day that'll come. Exactly when that will be, I don't know. Electric vehicles and solar power, they're all good things, but there's also issues with both of those other energies. And I think fossil fuels, if it's handled properly, do less pollution. And I'm not a scientist to quote me on that, but at this stage in the game, we got to hang on to our fossil fuels until we have a proven way with a more friendly, economical energy. That's why I see that.
Okay. What do you believe the spiritual responsibility is for those working around or under the Great Lakes?
Well, they need ceremony. They need to be protected, for one. For the ones who are going to be on this task of drilling the tunnel, there's certain criteria or steps or process they have to go through. It takes them a few weeks to get down there, acclimatize them to that, and they've got to be down there a certain amount of time, and then they have to come back up. So each time they go and come, it's time for ceremony to protect them, keep them strong, and keep all people involved protected with ceremony spiritually. It makes sense to me.
Is that something you'd be willing and interested to assist with?
Sure, anytime you need me for ceremony, you just let me know, I'll be there.
Thank you. In your view, what would it take for a project like this to earn trust from tribal nations, tribal citizens?
Well, the first thing would be, you know, they really need for tribal people, they really need to exercise the seventh grandfathers and be humble and sit down and talk and reason. And I understand the compassion and the fire to stop it. I understand that. I'm all for them in that regards. But we're at a crossroads in our world today, in our lives today, that how can you not be dependent on some type of energy in regards to fossil fuels right now? Not everybody can afford the other energies as far as electric cars, solar panel energy, all those other energies. Not everybody can afford that. So I think spiritually sitting down with the elders in the different tribes and actually have time with them and work with them through ceremony, I think that would be the ideal way to do it. Hopefully the Creator will touch their hearts and minds and work with through ceremony to overcome the difficulties that they fear or face. I think that would be the best way to do it. It's got to be ceremony with Native, otherwise it won't work out.
Okay. Let's see where I'm at here. How should companies like Enbridge approach our elders, our knowledge holders, pipe carriers, spiritual leaders, when they want to discuss projects like this? What kind of advice could you give?
Well, I've seen how Enbridge is open arms to our Native people. How would they approach a new person? I think they just have to, before they approach that particular tribe, know some history about that tribe, know the customs of that tribe, know some of their ceremonies of that tribe, maybe even learn some of the language of that tribe, and try to communicate to them with that. Because I think that if they show humbleness, be able to communicate to them and understand the customs and ceremonies of that tribe, they're willing to talk to them, I would think, you know, because that shows that they have respect for them by making the effort to learn these things instead of just knocking on their door. Hey, we're coming over here, then we're going to do this. That's not going to work. If they come over, say, we'd like to talk to you, get a little gift, so maybe today might not be this day. Can we schedule a time or can I come back? And each time they come, give a little gift. That's our custom. And I think they would make a headway that way. I think that'd make a difference.
Okay. Now you've mentioned early on in the interview, you mentioned the term wisdom circle.
Yes.
You've mentioned the fact that you've spent some time having conversation and maybe even providing teachings with Enbridge. Can you tell the viewers, tell me what the wisdom circle is?
Yeah, I mean, I'm honored to be a part of it. I truly am. Yeah, the wisdom circle is, we got what, 12 elders, pipe carriers. And basically what we do is we come together with Enbridge at times for basically to sit down and just have ceremony with whoever's willing to sit down and listen to what we have to say in regards to the industry that's taking place. That ceremony is open to anybody who wants to come and be a part of it. It's just simple, wisdom and its simple ceremonies to be shared in a humble manner for people who are confused at what's taking place between industry and the natives. We're very respectful at what ceremonies we share, because we protect those ceremonies, because we're really very protective about the ceremonies. We can't just necessarily go and do ceremony and somebody shares it and they run off and go, you know, this is what I learned over here, and that's not what it is, you know. So we're very protective of the type of ceremony we share with those folks that are not native. And but we still bridge that gap to have that open humbleness between native people and industry. And I've seen those ceremonies really take effect on the industry side to the ones who are willing to come to the wisdom circle.
Okay.
I can't speak for the ones I haven't seen or talked to before.
Sure.
But I've seen some real big wheels in the industry come, and their minds were changed in a good way with that ceremonies with the elders. But
Okay.
that's it right there. Is that if you hear about coming to a wisdom circle, you got the opportunity. It's free, and as ceremonies are, no obligation. You know, you have a chance to speak your voice, positive or negative. Nobody's going to hold it against you.
Right.
Excuse me, I didn't know I had this on.
That's all right.
And it's real life, but yeah, it's worth going to, and coming to and be a part of. I'm grateful to be there.
Thank you. That's not the president, right? If it
No.
is, he'll call you back.
Yeah, if it's important, I'll call him back.
Perfect. All right.
Guess who it was? Bill.
Oh yeah. Our friend.
Yeah,
That'll be good.
yeah. I'll let him know.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know, we should have just answered that and put it on speaker.
you want me to
And then-
call him back?
No, no. I already talked to Bill.
Oh, okay.
Bill will be on an episode
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll enjoy Bill. He's an elder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good guy.
yeah. Let me turn this off.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, let's continue this this conversation we're having with regards to Enbridge, the Wisdom Circle. When you say ceremonies, and the fact that you don't share all ceremonies because you're protective of them, could we assume that these ceremonies include pipe ceremonies, talking circles?
Yeah,
Or
we
are
do
you-
a
are
pipe
you willing
ceremony.
to-
We
okay.
do a pipe ceremony, and we do it traditionally. We do a pipe ceremony. We explain to the non-natives who have never experienced, or even some natives never experienced a pipe ceremony, which
Sure.
has happened. We explain to them how to be respectful for this ceremony, how important it is for them to not necessarily take on what they learn here to do themselves, because there's more to it. They could get themselves spiritually hurt. And, you know, explain to them that, you know, if you did some alcohol or recreational drugs in the last, 72 hours, some or 4 days, within that 4-day period, to stay away from that pipe. You know, we'll bless them with the smoke of it, but they can't touch it or smoke it or anything. So we make sure they understand the respect of the pipe and how it works and what it's about. And so that's what I'm talking about as far as respect for the ceremonies, and that they're not abused or done in a negative way, even though you have native and non-native people there. And I couldn't tell you how many times, and I mean, you've probably experienced yourself, we've had ceremonies and people come up and go, wow, I never knew how spiritually strong this type of ceremony was. You know, we always thought in school that a peace pipe was a peace pipe, no big deal. but they got educated in a proper way. Even big wheels in Enbridge were, how do I say it a better word, enlightened and opened their eyes and their heart and their mind why we're there and what we're doing. And I know that effort has helped Enbridge with their employees.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Now, through the Wisdom Circle, I know you have opportunity to provide guidance and advice. But is there any advice or guidance that you'd like to share right now directly with Enbridge leadership?
Come to the ceremonies. Come to the wisdom ceremony. If you have a chance to come, it's going to be worth your while. Not only will it be worth your while, it'll be worth your family's while. Because those ceremonies go for all the people around you. And so, yeah, come and experience it. I mean, we've had folks that come on a Zoom meeting at different times in our gatherings, but face to face, up front, in that ceremony, will help you. That's what I'd say for the leadership. They need to come.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to shift gears now, and maybe look forward a bit, and ask what kind of a legacy would you hope that Indigenous involvement in industry will leave for your grandchildren, my grandchildren, our grandchildren?
Okay, when it comes to legacies, it kind of reminds me of history. Am I kind of in that kind of same category?
Sure.
I would hope that as time goes on, that legacy of the elders that are sitting here in our wisdom circles who are making an effort today are recognized in the same way of the ones who negotiated many years ago as elders for Native people. And I would hope that my grandchildren be curious of not only the ceremonies, but to want to get involved so that their children would have something.
Good.
I think that's about all I got on that one.
Yeah, that's good. I'm going to shift gears again and maybe ask a couple cultural things here before we wrap up.
Sure.
When discussing projects like this, companies, Enbridge and others, other companies, are there traditional teachings or ceremonies that you think should be accomplished beforehand?
Before anything starts?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Could you share that?
Yeah, I can sure would. As you know, if they're going to break ground, they need to be in that area, whatever it's going to be. If they're going to stick a shovel in the ground and disturb Mother Earth, there needs to be a ceremony right there, right before it happens. You're going to let Mother Earth what's going on and ask forgiveness and put that tobacco down. And I can honestly say that Enbridge has adopted that, and so our efforts is protecting Mother Earth through the just native ways is actually happening, and I've actually seen it happen. So that part is that's a big relief. You know, when I'm laying down sleeping and they're over there doing something, breaking into Mother Earth, I know somebody's going to be there. Hopefully a native person, but if not, they'll have someone that's been taught the ceremony, so that I don't have to rest, wake and worry about it at night that something's going on that Mother Earth wasn't handled properly. So yeah, that's a big step.
Good. Was there anything today during this interview that you feel I should have asked, or is there any part in this interview that you feel you want to revisit, or anything you want to offer to folks watching before we...
Yeah, I would say, as a pipe carrier, I can't be for this side, and I can't be for that side. For both sides, I would say this: educate yourself. Find the facts before you go one direction or the other. Seek the truth. That's what Native people do. Seek the truth, find the truth. There's always two sides of the story, and then there's the truth. So my suggestion would be, do some homework. And don't just necessarily, just because he told me it's true, or it's on the internet, it's true. Do some serious research before you make a decision, because you cannot make a decision without the facts. And what's confusing is not deciding is a decision. So you're not either one way or the other. So dig up the facts, find the truth, see it for yourself. We had a saying in the Marine Corps: the guy couldn't hit the target. Well, walk him out there and show him where the target is and where he's shooting, so that he goes back and he changes his status with that weapon, and he'll be on target. So that's what we walk out to the target and find it for yourself. Believe it in yourself. Don't believe something you think might be what you think it might be. Go and find that fact for yourself. That's what I would say. That'd be my suggestion.
Eric, I think that's great advice for all of us to use in everything we do. So
yeah,
I want to thank you again for participating in this
sure
podcast.
Sure, I'm honored to be here.
Say miigwech, or is it
Mado.
Mado?
Mado.
Mado.
Mado.